All right, my friends, it is time to take on the big baddie themselves today, Burning Spice Cookie here in episode 6, Wings of Eternity, and we got the guide to break it down and bring it home for you here today. Let's get into it for 6:30, my friends. Now, a couple things here. If you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you got a question, if you got a comment, let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. Now, down below, you can find great information in today's episode, details, timestamps for you here. We'll break down Burning Spice Cookie, how you get by this with the 4 T's, the tactics, the team, the treasure, and the toppings in order to help you succeed and overcome this. Now, we're going to do it normal mode here today for you because that is where we're at right now. Now, a couple things as well. It's a great way to get by and learn everything about the story mode as always. So I always like to encourage that. There should be no spoilers in today's episode as well. So it's all about helping you get by and complete the lovely 6:30 and take down Burning Spice Cookie here today. Now, let's get into it, my friends, as we always do. So a couple things here. Now, before we get started, if you haven't noticed, I did a switch up here because it is getting cold. We actually just had our first snowstorm on Halloween, so crazy. Anyway, with that, we'll get back to it here. If you didn't notice, the Beast Yeast. This land radiates with the power of the beast before you unfolds a landscape unlike anything you've seen in Crispia. Now, we do have our special conditions. The biggest thing here is topping bonus effects. Biscuits are the key, my friends. Now, we do have 2 effects here. We got Forces of Abundance. Whenever enemies take damage, the Forces of Abundance meter will fill up. Once it's full, a sand orb will deal damage and stun enemies. Golden cheese sand soldiers will enter the battle and aid allies. Earth and water cookies can activate the Forces of Abundance faster. Golden cheese cookie and smoked cheese cookie can fill up the meter even faster. We also have Battlefield of Frenzy. Every time an enemy is defeated, peppercorn soldiers will join the battle. All enemies except summoned creatures will become stronger. Whenever a cookie is defeated, remaining cookies will become stronger as well. Very, very important there in terms of your team building. We also have healing decreased here and HP shield capacity decreased. We can't forget our golden spear of the immortal. A giant golden spear falls upon the enemy, dealing damage. Fallen spear sends shockwaves that deal additional damage and grant attack, crit percent, and crit damage buffs to allies. Earth type cookies receive more powerful buffs and well as an extra damage resist buff. Summoned golden cheese sand soldiers receive attack speed, attack damage, and resist buffs, as well as an HP shield. So very, very important there, my friends. We're going to hit a pretty big wave of Burning Spice baddies here, as you can see. And then additionally, when it does come to Burning Spice Cookie here, we have this boss information. 300,000 power, pretty high in life with 32 million HP. Now, we do have Warmonger here. This passive becomes enraged when HP decreases, gain increased attack speed, and damage resist. Becomes vulnerable to earth type damage in this state. After having sustained a certain number of regular attacks over a given period of time, Burning Spice Cookie will inflict attack and attack speed debuffs regardless of the target's debuff immunity. Jam Thirsty Axes strikes all targets within the area of effect with the axe. Voice of the Destroyer roars with the might of the Great Destroyer, dealing damage to nearby targets. At the same time, increases zone attack and applies a short living fear status to all targets within the area of effect. Enormous Axe strikes the ground with the Enormous Axe, dealing damage to all nearby targets. The area of effects turns into a pool of lava, inflicting burn and dealing periodic damage for some time. We also have Spice Vortex here. Hurls the axe, dealing damage to all targets within the area of the effect. The spinning axe creates a spice vortex, sucking in nearby enemies and dealing additional periodic damage. With each hit, the target suffers from vampiric bite and burn as well, so keep that in mind. We also have Great Destroyer's Return. Swings the dual axes in fury, pulling in targets in front of themselves and dealing heavy damage to them. With each hit, the targets suffer from burn and injury as well. So there's quite a bit going on with this particular boss when we think about it. So let's go ahead and take a look. We are going to use this team. Now, before I break down this team, a couple key things to consider because you may want to be trying this on hard mode as well. Or if you don't have this specific team, giving you some alternative ideas and options. The golden cheese combination with the 3 with smoked cheese as well as burnt cheese can be a big deal for you here. So that is one reason why you can do that. I don't have golden cheese awakened yet, which is why I'm not showcasing that in this episode specifically. So keep that in mind. Additionally, the water power stuff is going to be very important when we got the burn. Don't forget peppermint cookie there as well that can help you take that off. That's a big piece. And then additionally, injury, we got pure vanilla. Pure vanilla can help you remove those. So I want to give you those 3 other key pointers. Now, what puts us at risk with this team is a lot of those things as well. So we got to keep that in mind. Plus, this team does have more focused on attack and attack speed, which is counterintuitive to Burning Spice Cookie. However, we are able to get by that, even me as the #1 free-to-play player here with this particular team, to help you get past the Burning Spice boss. Now, don't forget that damage increases, that attack increases. So as you get closer to the end, and we'll talk about that when we're running it, that can put you at risk as well. So when it comes to this team, though, we're running this strategy here with the double upfront tanky damage dealers. We are not on any of the supported stuff that's really going to help us. So you can also beat this level without having to utilize any of those other things I talked about, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this one. Then you also have Mystic Flower. Here, this overlay with Apathy there will give you additional buff to essentially give you extra life to a certain extent that's not reduced from something like Shield. And then here we got Cream Puff for additional heals, and then Wind Archer for that damage. Now, other things that you could use are a lot of the other stuff that I talked about. You could think about Creme Brulee, you could think about PV here to kind of reduce, or those overtime heals as well. So just giving you some additional callouts. You may want to think about Rebel Cookie up front here as well. Now, when it comes to our treasures here, we got attack and cooldown, plus extra survivability with Holybarian Royal Necklace, plus counters the curse piece there as well. If you're thinking about it, you could go on speed there. You could also consider some of these right here with Cape of Vanquisher, Dream of Conductor's Whistle, if you want to move that way. Also Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch. You can get more defense here with Disciple's Magic Scroll. You could try also more forward thinking and crit damage as well. So those are key pieces. Now it comes to our gear. Don't forget the topping bonus effects aren't going to matter. Those beast kits do. Now, as always, we got all the topping guides, gear guides, beast kit guides here on the channel that you can take advantage of. Now's a great time to like and subscribe for more content as well. Additionally, here, my friends, we do have all that those guides here on the channel and a playlist available to you down below in the description. All right, so let's get back into it here. We're on crit damage here. Additionally, here we're taking advantage of some nice beast kit substats. Generally, you're going to want to be on damage resist bypass. We're built for a little bit more survivability here, cooldown here as well. And then here we're on survivability with Solid Almond. Instead of attack, you can move that more attack forward. We do have more HP here as well. But again, that damage resist bypass. Here we're on that cooldown survivability. Here we're more attack forward. We could shift over some of my pure damage resist bypass, except we're staying on this for a little bit more survivability and attack. And then last but not least, cooldown and survivability. Generally, you're going to want to try and take advantage of 3 or 4 of those. And then, as I always say, build those things together in terms of your strategy. Here we're about surviving, spreading things out, and dealing enough damage to get through at our 2.2 million. Which is just slightly above the 2.1 million that Burning Spice Cookie is here in normal mode. So that, my friends, is the complete breakdown, the 4 T's, the tactics, the team, the treasure, and the toppings in order to help you get by this boss. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know. Let's get into it, though, so you can see exactly how this is going to happen, and hopefully take advantage of some of the weekend stuff here as well. All right, so like I said, you're going to get hit with this first wave. Ideally, my recommendation would be, unless you really need to, save up the Immortal Spear here, the Golden Spear, as you get into the end boss. It's also going to help you crank in and get a little bit more on the top here. So here you go. You can see all that stuff dropping. You may want to drop it right about now so you can see a lot of that damage going in. You can see some of those buffs. You can see that burn damage coming in. It starts to stack, so be careful there. Now, we're also going to get by this without getting any of the summon units. We're going to hit again. You can see that massive drop if you save it towards the end as well. And that, my friends, is a very, very fast mow down of Burning Spice Cookie there for us here today, and a takedown. So hopefully you didn't blink too fast and miss it. All right, with that, we're going to pull this all back together for today's episode and guide for you here on 6:30, taking down normal mode, Wings of Eternity, episode 6. In Beast Yeast, and completing the lovely Burning Spice Cookie here and the storyline as well. With that, my friends, I hope you really truly did enjoy today's episode. Like I always say, if you got a question, if you got a comment, let me know. We'd love to see you in the amazing community and Discord server as always. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And on top of that, thank you to all of our members. We do have memberships available to you, give you emotes, icons, other kind of cool things, and priority response. Additionally, don't forget my swag in my merch store and my affiliate links, all nice ways to support. So thank you for that. We got our socials, at me, chat me, stay connected, my friends. And with that, good luck here, concluding out 630 Burning Spice Cookie. And this is our guide for you here today. With that, until next time, we'll see you again soon. Keep on running, my friends.